Hello and welcome. My name is Lorrayne Ham, and this is Living Your Best Life. So I was taking a shower, and often, and I don't know if this happens to you or not, but stuff starts flowing into my head, and then I'm like, I got to remember that. How do I remember that? I can't write it down. And then I just have to act on it because, we're given these nudges, this information, this share this bit of knowledge, kind of intuitive hits. And so I decided I'd get on a video and just share what came to me. So I grew up in a new thought, spiritual, woo-woo family. And in that community, it's sort of the thing to dredge up your past, to share it with everybody you meet, to wear it on your shoulder and regurgitate it at every opportunity. I don't know if you feel this way, but I think we're in times where maybe it's time to let it go. I do a lot of work with clients to help them to move into the future and release the past. And I'm not saying that your past doesn't have validity, that your story isn't important, but it's when we never move past the story, when we are immersed in the story and we use the story not consciously, but we manipulate with the story. We use the story for excuses to behave in a certain way or to forgive ourselves, in essence, for our behavior, to justify. Now, I've been guilty of this myself. I used it as a crutch, as a way to get my way with people, as entitlement. That's really big. People figure that they're entitled, and we're in this culture of this really strange environment where people are, sorry for this, but vomiting their story on everyone else and expecting everyone else to walk on eggshells around their story, what their thing is, because in their lives, and I know in each of our lives, we are the most important thing there is, but people have projected and taken for granted or assume that everyone else should buy into and be around their story. At what point do we evolve as spiritual beings? Do we grow out of the story? And do we stop telling the story? I want to challenge you today to perhaps think about not telling the story, because it happens to all of us. Somebody will be telling us something and we're running a similar story in our head and we want to jump in and hijack their story. Honestly, I'm tired of people's stories. And that isn't to say that I'm not empathetic or understanding. I work with clients every day and I work with them to move beyond the pain of their stories. There's a difference between saying this thing happened to me, and not going into the emotionality of it, really looking at it as this was an event that happened and I've moved beyond. And what I do with people is help them look at the details, the truth around what happened. Because what happens with our story is it's usually not true. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't have truth weaving through it. It's the story we've made up around an event. So we massage it, not consciously. All of this is done in the unconscious. It's the younger inner us, the immature self that is telling the story. And for validation and love and acknowledgement and corroboration, for many reasons, we keep telling the story. But the problem is, we are living in instant manifestation times. And do you really want to re-manifest that story? Do you want to keep living the emotion and the pain and the trauma? If you're ready to let it go, there are ways to do that. And I encourage you and challenge you to stop telling the story. Detach from the emotionality. Don't use it as a crutch. Don't use it as a manipulation. Stop telling it to get attention. Heal the inner part of you without going back in time and reliving the pain. Now, I do a process, and it's in the link below at the very top of the description and in the top of the comments. It's a process about finding peace through forgiveness. And this process truly allows you to forgive yourself and whoever you believe has wronged you and let it go. Truly finding peace and detaching from the story. So, I just wanted to come on today. Please like, share, and subscribe. And please keep watching for new content, new information. And if you want to know about my services and what I do, the link below has all of that as well. Until next time, my name is Lorrayne. This is Living Your Best.